Today we will go over some of these small little things that I picked up while fighting over the last couple of months. Now the main problem occurred when I realized how mechanic and ping heavy my playstyle is, promptly excluding 98% of the clips that I had. Therefore let me know in the comments if this was too easy, too hard or too basic after watching the whole thing. The first thing we will look at is this pretty insane angle that you can hit with an arch at it. It is pretty circumstantial, but it is close to impossible to get traded, and you can get really good piece through it. Next we have the far cone, a pretty known mechanic, and it is really straightforward. It bases on the insane reach of cones that can be even elevated if you use another cone as an extension. By the way, a cone places high or low depending on whether your crosser is above or below the center of a wall. To place cones above a wall, just put your crosser above the wall. This enables us to do very minimal moves for stuff like this to happen. Now we get into a bit more of a box fight area, and here I had a lot of clips, until I realized I got the wall first time every try. Now let's look at this guy. I am forcing him into a more open space so that I can still shoot at not fully built walls. Realizing that he goes for pretty aggressive counter peeks pretty early on, I try my first entry through a ramp. When that fails, I reset and fake a pretty direct approach. This confirms that he is pretty aggressive on the defense. By the way, notice how he doesn't have any sort of cone or stair in his box. I could put mine in, but I didn't want to spook him into another box. I now do a fake out and switch to my pump, getting the shot. It isn't a lot, but it is enough for me. I now just full send it, holding the pieces that he didn't place and get the kill. The thing to take away from this is the difference in passive and aggressive playstyle that we also talked about here, and the fact that my confidence had a rational fundament. One other box fight is this right here. We will touch on this angle right here in a second, but after I didn't get his wall first try, I once again realized he didn't have a cone in his box. I stare in, and when he tries to rebox, I put my cone and my walls. Join him and my pump is empty. But I still win because I'm different. Now the peak that I mentioned earlier is one of the only ways you can really counter a peanut butter edit other than this right here. That is because this is basically a hidden left hand peak. Matter of fact, the closer to the wall you get, the more it becomes obvious. Here you can see a combo of the far cone and the wall peak. Whilst here I am pushing a guy. I get the kill and now someone else rolls up. I set up my nice peek, get the damage advantage and finish it. Now let's look very close at this classy way to assert dominance, aka the prediction piece. The basic one is to mongrel classic the way your opponent comes out. As a small side note, people get out of the right 99% of the cases. The more advanced way to do this is something like this. The main reason to use this is to full block a jump out. And in some cases your enemy even bugs himself on the stair and won't be able to move. And to be completely honest, it really just looks nice and it's pretty confidence boosting thing, yeah. Last, let's talk about predictions though. And we got some nice examples. Here I'm pressuring this guy, and right before I break the wall I switch to my wall. He tries to pre-fire me, breaking his own wall. Therefore I get the wall and hit him for the big damage. Now this god finally rolls up, and after getting the damage advantage I join him. Players usually go out to the wall closest to them. I get the wall and place a cone. Now this same principle can be used to get one singular wall, because the motion that most players do when they try to box themselves is basically this thing right here. Their back wall is the last one they place. We can use this to try to get said wall, and through that try to secure a good shot. Now to pull off any of these you need to be confident in yourself. Here is a video in which I went over the different ways to gain confidence. I highly suggest you watch it.